are. First episode.
All
Live
day.
Responsibly. You made it.
Yes, I did.
I thought I scared you away.
How so?
You know how I be. Sometimes I feel like we'll talk about that later. They'll catch on.
All right.
But how's your day going?
So far, so good. Can't complain.
Nah, I hear that.
How you doing?
I'm smooth. I got my Stella Rosé, which you put me on with, this peach. Wish I had some ice, throw it on the rocks. Pause.
Bruh, it's Stella Rosa. You call it Stella Rosé. I kind of
Stella,
like that.
Stella Rosa. Let that R roll real quick.
Yes, I heard that.
So yeah, this is the first episode. You know, we working our way through it. So be sure to like and subscribe. You know what I mean?
Yep. Vibe responsibly.
Vibe responsibly on everything. So yeah, let's it's first episode. Working our way through things.
Absolutely. Trying to figure out what the vibe is like.
Yeah.
It's always good vibes. We never have to worry about that.
Yeah, so that's true. So me and my old lady, right? We was having a conversation yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
One of her coworkers, her husband passed away.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's sad, but she's already dating somebody else. It's been 2 years.
Okay.
How soon is too soon when you when your significant other passes away?
That's a great question. So you said her husband died about 2 years ago.
2 years ago.
And she's dating again?
She's dating again.
Okay.
She never thought she would. She had a family and everything.
I mean, for me, in my understanding, grief has no time.
That's very true.
So she
That's
could
very
still
true.
very well be grieving, but at the same time, I feel like, yes, our loved ones may pass on, but I think it's okay to find love again when you are ready.
Okay.
She might be feeling lonely. She might be feeling like, she's ready to date again.
Very
It's
true.
really up to her. I can't give her a time frame on when it's appropriate to date or not to date, but I still would want her to heal. And when I think of healing, I think it's a process. Like, we'll never be healed. Like, if you love that person, genuinely love them, cared for them, and you said I do, then they're always going to have a part of you. Like, her heart is always going to be with him. His
True.
heart is always going to be with her. But at the same time, I can't say she should never find love again, because that's not fair to her. And we don't know what his wish was for her in terms of, dating or finding love again. And then some people is like, this is the love of my life, and I don't want to be in another relationship because it's just not going to be the same. But then again, I do think that in life we can have multiple soulmates, and at the end of the day, we say I do to the one who fits for us in that moment.
See, so I'm kind of like, I'm too dark for that. Like, if something happened to me, I expect my old lady to be single for the rest of her life. But to piggyback off what you said, are you allowed to have multiple soulmates while you're dating somebody, while you're in a relationship with someone?
I mean, so I've learned and seen that soulmates doesn't necessarily have to be somebody you're romantic with. It could be more so like a friend that your souls just connect. Yep. Now, if we can get to the true definition of what a soulmate is, then I think it's just somebody that meets your soul and you vibe. Yep. So in terms of like multiple soulmates when you're in a relationship, it's how you define soulmate, because I can be in love with somebody, I could be in a relationship with someone, and I identify them as my soulmate, and then my soulmate could also be my best friend, who is just a platonic relationship when we're just friends. So It really depends on the person, and I guess we have to figure out how to define soulmate.
Now, to play devil's advocate, you're in a relationship with someone, and he says, y'all been going steady for a few years, and he's like, yo, I've actually met this other person. They're my soulmate. I feel like they're my soulmate. You going for that?
I mean,
of the opposite sex.
I mean, hey, it is what it is sometimes, and if that's what he feels, then for me personally, if he says that to me, he lost a good thing, and I'm out. Because I don't got time. If he's saying, oh, that's my soulmate, I met somebody else, then where does that put me? Is it that, oh, I found somebody else that I'm interested in and I want to be in a relationship with them, or it's just that
strictly platonic? Like,
oh, then I mean, I don't know, because I'm not in a relationship. I can't necessarily answer that, but if I were, I would say, okay, I would have to have a form of boundaries, right? And have respect for my relationship, and then also let my partner know, my whoever know that, like, I met this person and we click. Yep. Is it okay to be friends? Like, I think I would want to ask for permission, because I would never want it to be where I can't be trusted. or you feel like I'm being dishonest because I have other friends. So I think it's more so what it comes down to what you and your partner agrees with, because I mean it's hard. It always gets a little iffy when you have those opposite sex friendships when you're married or in a relationship. But I think if you and your partner know what it is, then others coming into your life, whether that's a new friend or an old friend, it shouldn't affect your relationship if you have a solid relationship to begin with.
That's true.
Now, if your foundation is rocky and you're known to be untrustworthy, then that's when, things can happen. But I think if you have a strong foundation, strong understanding, I think male and females can be friends as long as there's boundaries, because, shit happens.
Shit happens.
And mistakes happen, but at the same time, I think you have to have respect for yourself, have respect for your relationship, and just have a general understanding.
No, that's I like
that's
that
my idea.
I respect it, but
I can't say 100% how I would feel if I were married or in a long-term relationship, if I would still be saying these things. But because I'm not, I can say it's okay, but with some boundaries.
No, that's very true. That's very true. But I mean, back to the original question, I feel like, yeah, I'm probably gonna be haunting you through the grave if you move on. Like, you know what I mean? I'm gonna be spreading a little bit of bad voodoo. You know what I mean? Like,
you're gonna feel some type of way when you're doing.
I am.
But so listen, so say, okay, you pass, right?
Yep.
You and your wife had a family, and you have children.
Yep.
You wouldn't want her to find love again, so that, not that somebody's going to take care of them, because hopefully you would have left them enough wealth that they would be okay with or without you, in a sense.
Yep.
But you wouldn't want her to find love again, be happy again. You would want her to just be lonely with your children.
I'm too dark-skinned, Shania. I'm too dark. Like,
what's that mean?
Like, I'm too dark. Like, I'm too dark. I'm dark-skinned and I'm selfish.
Okay.
I'm dark-skinned. I'm selfish.
All right.
And maybe a sprinkle insecure.
Okay.
But,
all right.
You know what I mean? But nah. Okay. You know what? The way you just broke it down, and I would want you to be happy, but I feel like I want your happiness to be kind of modified. Like,
okay.
You want to have fun. Don't don't be bringing them around the kids. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you
at all.
I mean, that's how I look at it.
So you're gone. You went to wherever you go, wherever you believe.
Yep.
And your wife decides, like, wow, like, I miss romance. I miss being in love. Mm-hmm. I miss having that companionship. Mm-hmm. And say it's just companionship and not so much like she's going to get remarried or anything. Mm-hmm. And, it gets serious. You still wouldn't want them around your children even though you're gone?
Like I said, you know what I mean? I'm gonna have no choice but to hopefully, you know what I mean? I have no choice at the end of the day. But personally, while I'm in the physical, I would hope that, you know what I mean? I hope that her judgment is good enough where, everybody deserves to be happy. Mm-hmm. Because, like I said, the roles, she flipped it around and was like, so something happened to me, what are you doing? And I was like, yeah, I'm probably going to get a new shorty probably like within a year though.
So what makes that okay for you, or just men in general, to be like, okay, well, if this were to happen to me and the tables would turn, why is it okay?
So I'm going to give you this rationale, right?
All right, give it to me, because I need to know.
Like I always say, I always feel like women are way stronger than men at the end of the day. Like, women, of course they can't be a man, and but they're gonna do a way better job of raising kids by themselves versus a man, right? Mm-hmm. So as a man raising daughters and stuff, that's gonna be a little difficult. Like, like I said, it's gonna be a little difficult.
So you're saying you would want somebody to help you raise daughters?
Kind of would. You know what I mean?
But then that just kind of gives us, yes, I agree. I'm a woman, and I know what it's like to live in a single parent household. My father passed when I was in the 8th grade, so my mother didn't necessarily have to step up to the plate. She just had to continue to do what she was doing. But at the same time, why are we always labeled as strong? Why can't we want to help mate if our partners have passed? Because it's just like, there may be days where I can't do it because I'm tired, and I need somebody to watch the kids while I go and cry or shed a few tears, or I don't want to come home and cook and I'm just okay with microwaving something, but that's just not how I am, but I'm tired.
That's very true. I just, I feel like over time that, specifically like black women, single black women, they've just become like that rock, that pillar. So it's just that
we kind of
image.
have no choice.
No choice. You're very
Men,
right.
unfortunately, have all the choice. Like, when let's break it down. So when we as women give birth, right?
Yep.
We're automatically considered, I think, like the custodial parent. I think in some sense.
Yeah, that's
I don't know the full law in terms,
No,
but at the end of the
fair.
day, we gave birth to this child, and we have to take care of that child. So with that being said, sometimes the men have a choice on whether or not they want to stay, and we see men who stay and
True.
take responsibility, or we see men that is like, no, I'm out, and then who's left to take care of the child?
True.
Most likely it's always the mom. But I have seen the tables turn where women do walk out and the man has to kind of step up. But as you said, I think a role as a man and a father is different than a role as a mom and a nurturer, because as women we're nurturers innately.
Yeah, that's what I said. That's what I said.
I think that's what you're talking about in terms of being able to provide that nurturing.
Yep.
I guess you can call it spirit or nature of a woman.
I'm sorry to hear that about you, but I never knew that. Well, I never knew that. Like it was. We talk about that. Nah, it's crazy though. But okay, that's.
But I mean, I understand where you're coming from in terms of like, as a man, like you put your all into like providing for your family,
Yep.
creating a family. Because at the end of the day, even though we say I do or yes, you choose your family and you choose your wife, right? Because I can't necessarily go around saying, oh, I want to marry you. I mean, the tables have turned and women do propose, but that's not traditional. But like at the end of the day, the man is choosing his wife, right? And she's choosing to either put up with this man or keep it pushing.
That's true.
And I don't want to say put up, but I'm saying to say I do.
No, these women putting up with these niggas. I ain't gonna. They putting up with these niggas. That's a fact. That's definitely a fact. But now, if Jada Pinkett or Jada Smith, pardon me, was a man, and Will Smith was a female, would we be considering this like an abusive relationship? Would we be saying that like
if Jada went and slapped Chris Rock because Chris Rock was talking about Will?
No, I mean just all the extracurricular activities
that is going down.
That's been going down. We would like the Me Too police would be out right now.
Well, and I also feel like it wouldn't have even been this much in the media per se, but then it also probably would be like, well, that woman is fed up and she's tired, but honestly, and she's just over it. But I think if the tables were turned, so say if Chris Rock was talking about Will Smith and Jada went and slapped him, I think the media wouldn't give it as much clout as it gives it. I think because it was man to man, he was talking about his woman.
Yeah.
I guess Will Smith is already kind of like what they say, demasculated in terms of the whole, in terms of the whole, what was that thing that she had with that dude? What they call that? The entanglement.
Yeah.
So like he's already losing. So like the fact that I think he was just like, when things just build up and then it's like enough is enough. So I think he might have been at the enough is enough. And I can't talk about his mental health or his stability because I wasn't there and I haven't spoken to him, but I do know that a lot of his relationship, love, and lifestyle and just his whole life in general has been in the media, and she has been talking that like, I don't know what I would have done if, somebody was talking about my husband or my partner, what I would have done in that moment.
True.
But I think because it was on a white platform,
True.
It hurt his image.
True.
Because say if it was a BET Awards, we would be hyping him up and be like, yo, that's my nigga Will.
That's crazy.
The fact that it's on, the Oscar platform, Channel 5 or 4.
ABC or some
right,
shit.
Or NBC. Then, it makes us as black people, unfortunately, look bad. And it shouldn't be, because it's a white thing or it's a black thing. But unfortunately, it's still real.
That's
so
right.
I think if it was on BET, it would have been great. And they probably would have had shirts out for him instead of him being, you heard he was banned for 10 years?
Yeah, that's.
I think that's a little bit excessive.
It is, but I feel like it is a little bit light. They didn't press no charges on him, so.
He could have gotten a lot of trouble for that, and I feel like it was a bitch slap. Like if you're gonna like do something, whoop that nigga's ass.
Yeah.
Honestly, that slap to me is very bitchy.
Yeah. I
Because
think.
how many men do you know here just slapping niggas? Men are punching.
No. There's a certain level of respect that comes with the smack, though.
Okay, come on.
So with the smack, like, you know what I mean? It's letting you know that, like, you're not worthy of a punch, but I'm gonna hit you with these 5 fingers just to let you know how much of a bitch you are.
Okay.
And I hope you respond back.
Oh, so it was a bitch slap.
Yeah, it was kind of like just like a, you know what I mean? Like, like as a man, you probably only gonna get smacked by, like, the only other man you probably gonna get smacked by is your pops. Mm-hmm. There's no other reason why another man should have his, you know what I mean, 5 fingers across your face. Mm-hmm. You might get punched by a few other guys, but the slap is just.
So you think the slap weighs more than a punch?
Yeah, the slap is just, you know,
disrespectful.
That Angela Bassett clap across your face, that's a little heavy. That's like, hey, you just slapped me. Like, yo, if you get punched, you like, all right, it's game on. But it's like smack is like, wow, did you just smack me? Like, it's a little.
You know what? You're right about that, but still, like, I don't know. Maybe because I'm used to throwing blows when I need to. That's what I do.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not that much of a fighter, but when it came down to it, I'm not slapping no one. I'm punching.
You gotta go for it. It
is what it is.
I'm not mad at it.
But, you know, I like to keep my professional,
hat
on. But if a punch is needed, then it is what it is.
Yeah, and I feel like you start fighting post 30, it's like, you know, it's not even like you getting, you know what I mean? You don't got to worry about the retaliation. It's probably going to be a lawsuit waiting for you. And I feel like that's what's going to happen to Will right now. Like, he's doing the right thing. Like, yep.
He's keeping quiet.
I ain't pressing charges, but like,
something's going to come up.
My lawyers, he getting the paperwork ready. Like,
I bet. Doing things behind the scenes.
We gonna make this right behind the scenes.
Yeah. It's unfortunate.
It's unfortunate.
It's unfortunate because Chris Rock, so I don't really know who to place the blame on. Yep. I don't think physical violence ever solves anything. It could have been more so of a conversation. And I think for Chris Rock, he should have been more mindful of, like, Jada's history and what she has been talking about, but everybody isn't on Facebook and don't have access to the red table talk. But, like, when you talk about a woman's hair, that's her crown, that's her glory, that's her, like, level of confidence. That's where she gets her confidence from. So it's like he took it too far. Yeah. And I think Will took it a few steps too far, too. I think it could have been... different things could have been said and it could have still been funny. Yeah. The fact that he was talking about, like, her being the next G.I. Jane, was it, or something like that, and it's because she has a condition called alopecia that she really can't control her hair loss, is what's not cool. And he should know better as a black man. I think he's marrying a white woman. I don't know what Chris Rock dated.
Yeah, nah, you know what I mean? I didn't know alopecia was like a condition, though. I didn't know that was like out of bounds.
Yeah, it is.
Okay, I didn't know.
I don't.
So is it for men? Like, I got a receding hairline. So is it like?
I think receding hairlines are more genetic. I think alopecia has sometimes. I don't know if it has genetic components, but I do know that a lot of women, unfortunately, black women, do suffer from alopecia, and a lot of the times, it comes out during, like, stressful moments. Ooh. So, like, I don't know if you know that, what's her name? Ayanna Presley. She suffers from alopecia, and now she just does the bald look because, like, you know, as at one point she was just going in her hair and it was coming out. So, and, you know, she's in a stressful position. So I don't really know the cause and effect to alopecia, but I do know that, like, it takes effect, during high stress moments. And then just as women in general, you may see that, like, our edges are gone due to the hairstyles that we wear or not taking care of our crown as we should. And that's why you may see, like, a lot of more women who are natural, who are more into, like, the natural hair care products, because prior to that, you know, a lot of us were doing relaxes or, like, you know, press and curls, which aren't bad if you know how to take care of your hair and do it consistently.
True. They like the Just For Me kits still out and all that?
Yeah, bro. I was about to get the little Just For Me to loosen up these curls.
Just like the light, you know what I mean? Not too heavy.
It is a light. It is a light. Well, we used to call it perm, but it's really a relaxer, because what a perm is to make your hair curly, a relaxer is to make your hair straight.
That's like a dark and lovely. That's like a dark and lovely.
Which one?
the heavy duty.
Yeah, that would be more. How would you know about Dark and Lovely and Just for Me?
My mom used to have it.
Okay, see, I never had the Just for Me Pro. All I had was the press and curl that you get in the kitchen where your mother puts the hot comb on the stove with the Dax blue grease or the green grease.
The green grease,
and then they just frying your ends, bro.
Ooh,
yeah.
Ooh, yeah.
Times were hard back then.
Nah, the green grease. I forgot all about the Dax. I used to do my shit. The Dax. The Dax. That's crazy.
Yeah.
The Dax.
Yeah.
So, I do got a few questions.
Yeah. Hit me with them.
Some friends. We should definitely make this a segment too. They had a few questions.
Okay.
You know, they know my perspective be a little wild on shit, so
that's quite all right.
Just hit you off with these. Hold on. All right, here we go. Woo. Let me take a little sip for this one.
All right.
Look a little crazy.
Hope I'm ready.
Now my friend's going through something. So.
Okay.
All right. I'm not gonna put her name out there. We're gonna go with Kara though.
Okay.
I work with my best friend's man. Oh no, let me see this one. Hold up. Nah, that was nah. All right, we're recording. All right. My boyfriend of the last 4 years' birthday is coming up, and he gave me an unusual request for his birthday gift this year. He wants a threesome with one of his female friends included. At first, I was open and willing to try it, but as his birthday nears, I'm starting to get cold feet, and I'm not comfortable with it anymore. Plus, his quote-unquote female friend seemed a little too ready for my liking. I've never done anything like this. I'm also very selfish sexually, but I don't want to ruin his birthday. Should I still follow through with it?
That is a question for sure.
Yeah.
Now, okay, they've been together for 4 years. All of a sudden,
got the female friend component.
He got the female friend. He wanted to have a threesome with her. So I want to know their relationship as friends first. Like, how friendly are they? And what, like, because friends could be used loosely.
That's true.
Because she can very well be the side chick, and he just wants both of them. Like, you know, what is that term of have your cake and eat it too? So she can be the side piece, and she might just be the whole cake. So with that being said, I want to know first. Obviously, we wouldn't get these answers per se because she might not even know. How friendly is friendly?
Okay.
How long have they been friends, you know, for? And why her specifically? What is it about her that he feels he would want her in the bedroom? Is he attracted to her physically? Have they already tested the waters?
Ooh, that's crazy.
So there's a lot of questions.
Yeah.
And then as for the girlfriend, I understand why she would have cold feet and feel uncomfortable because it's just like, okay, say if he likes this too much and then it becomes a thing where he wants it frequently and it's not just like, oh, it's my birthday. It's like, no, bring her through. We had a good time. And they might already have like a certain type of vibe or a relationship that she's unaware of that could very well make her uncomfortable in the room. And then my question is, there's like roles that are played in this threesome. Who's eating pussy? And is he fucking them both, or like how is this playing down? How is this playing out? Is she coming in while they're doing what they're doing, and she's touching and fucking? Like, what does that look like? I think there needs to be more questions because we have more questions than we have answers as it relates to this relationship with the two of them. Why her? And I mean, I understand if she has cold feet because it's like it's a request that he has, but is that a true gift or is that like fulfilling his desire to be with this woman and his girlfriend, and then what happens after that? Because say if they both like it, or say if she grows attracted to the girl, then he becomes a side nigga. Like there's a lot that could happen.
That was that's a good point though. So is there like do y'all have like before there's a threesome actually occurs? Is there like a sit down at Applebee's or something like that? Like,
I mean, who's going to Applebee's? I'm going to Ocean Prime.
Oh, Ocean Prime? Yeah. Like, what if the threesome don't work out and you paying $100 plate though?
I'm not paying for that.
The gentleman's paying. He's on the hook for the $100 and he ain't getting no action.
I mean.
But is there like a sit down conversation that needs to happen with all three parties before the actual the fun actually happens?
I would say yes and no because then it's just like, is this really like gonna be fun if we're here having an interview about it versus it being like she's down, I'm down, we going for it, whatever happens. But then if she has concerns, I think she has the right to have a sit down and have questions and get an understanding. And she will also, as a woman, have the intuition on what their little relationship is.
That's very true, too.
At Applebee's. And if it's just like, we're buddies or we're buddies.
Yeah.
And now we, fucking with your girlfriend.
Yeah.
So I just don't know. Something don't seem right.
Yeah.
And I understand why she feels the way she feels. And if she doesn't want to go through with it, I think he has to respect that, especially if they've been in a long-term relationship. But, threesomes are a thing these days, and maybe it could bring excitement to their life or their sex life, or maybe it could end things, because we don't know what, the end result will be of this threesome if it were to go through. Yeah. But I think at the end of the day, she should trust her gut.
That's true.
And I'm not going to say go out there and get a stranger, but it might be best for him not to know the person and for more her to know the person, because I don't know, like, if she's bisexual or, how she identifies, but maybe there's somebody that she's attracted to, because I feel like in threesomes, the girl should be attracted to the other girl if that's what it's doing. And then if it's like two guys and one girl, then that's a train. That's not even a threesome to me. That's just like, that's just like she's getting whatever is going on.
Tag team.
That's it.
So does she need to? So does the tag along? Does she need to like bring her medical records to the?
I mean, these days there's a lot that's going down. We got COVID, Corona. I would hope that like she's a clean individual, but I think for the sake of like how life is, she should bring her last STI testing, and so that we know that we're all safe, because she could be coming to the situation with gonorrhea. Now he got the itchies, and now she got the damn what do you call them? The crabs. I'm about to say the lobster. Now she got the
the lobster and back, huh? The lobster and back.
Now you just never know. I think even when you're getting involved in situations, you should know your other partner's status for the sake of you and for the sake of them.
Yeah. So we're gonna say, well, I think we're gonna say that, I think you should have a sit down. Maybe see if the other girl can come through. You said Ocean Prime. I'm not even saying Ocean Prime. Y'all might be able to sort it out over like a family fill up.
But why?
KFC.
I mean, you can go for the 4 for $4 if you want to.
Yeah, you know what I mean. They'll be able to figure it out. You know what I mean?
I suppose so, but
the 10-piece. Everybody get their own individual side. Biscuits. No, KFC.
You like KFC better than Popeyes?
Oh yeah, I take KFC over Popeyes.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Oh man.
I'm Popeye biscuits. I thought I had Rona after I had them.
Them were dry as hell?
Yeah, they definitely was dry, scratching my throat up with some bullshit.
You know what? I might have to be on you with that one.
Popeyes.
There's chicken sandwiches, B.I.
It wasn't bad. I had it a little bit after the hype, though.
But you see, what the thing is, I feel like I grew up on KFC, so I'm used to how many seasons they put, 32 or something like that. You know that dude that puts like 32 seasonings.
Whatever the number is,
Right. I have to agree. KFC is where it's at, but what I do miss is the wedges they used to have. Now they have them skinny fries, and they even all that.
Yeah, they bullshit about the wedges.
They got skinny fries. I was used to the thick fries, and the thick fries were where they were at.
Yeah.
Or what they call them, the wedges.
Yeah, I'm gonna call them wedges. Pause. But yeah, the wedges. The wedges are definitely right. Definitely was right. I got two more. Hold on. Right. Let me see this next one.
So what you feel you're gonna say to your friend though? What you gonna advise her or encourage her to do?
I'm gonna tell her to just in my heart of hearts, I feel like he already he already tested the water type thing. So he's kind of. He might be trying to set up a situation, you know what I mean? And I'm not mad at it, but I would, from her perspective, I would definitely have a sit down and really try to get down to the bottom of things, because there's a lot of variables with that.
Areas,
yeah. So, all right, let's see. This one's from X. It's my man's.
All right.
I started dating this lady this past winter. Everything's good in the relationship so far, with the exception of the bedroom. I hate wearing condoms. All of my past relationships, the females have been on birth control. Not with this one. I can kind of understand the not wanting to get pregnant, because neither of us are ready for kids. But I've also tried talking to her into anal sex. where she's too scared to try. Whoa. Is this grounds to break up with someone?
Man. Woo. All right, let me get an understanding of this. So there's this individual.
Yep.
He's involved with this girl since the winter.
Yep.
They are having sex, however, she's not on birth control.
Yep.
He doesn't like wearing condoms.
Yep.
He wants to try the tight hole in her butt.
Yep.
And
Whoa.
is she with it or not? It doesn't say she's with it.
Yeah. It doesn't say. Yeah.
So I mean.
Whoa.
I want to know how the sex is with him having the condom on, or like what is the sex life like? And I mean, I feel like in relationships or situationships, or just to keep each other warm during the winter, is there even like sexual chemistry? So like what are the other components of the relationship that is keeping him there? Because if it's just the sex piece that they're just fuck buddies, then I mean he might want to let it go, but then that's not fair to her, because if woman, it's our choice. Like I feel like he's not giving her body a choice in terms of giving her a choice in terms of whether or not she wants to be on birth control, and I feel like sometimes that's a cop out. And then I also think it's important like for her to have a say. Yep. But then at the same time, I also think it's important for him to be like, I might have to learn how to pull out, but then the pull out, you got the pre-semen that could still, bring forth a child. So I think it's a difficult situation, but I think there could be I think he might have to get the stuff that feels like he's in there and just respect her choice of not wanting to go on birth control, because at the end of the day, it is her body. And I think if he decides no longer to be with her because she won't get on birth control, then she needs to leave him.
No, that's true. And I feel like guys would be a lot better if they started using sandwich bags, throw a little bit of Vaseline on it.
Oh, which ones? Ziploc or the ones
just a regular. Nah, don't be cheap. Go get the Glad joints.
Okay.
Get the Glad joints.
Oh, Glad. Okay.
Throw a little hair rubber band on. You'd be good to
go.
Oh
wow. All right.
Yeah, it's a little silly.
But that sounds like she would then get like some form of a yeast infection, because we don't know if them Glad A bags are really meant to go in places.
You got to throw the hospital grade petroleum on.
Oh, the hospital grade. Yeah. Okay.
But that's a tough one though. That's a tough one. It depends on what the relationship values.
Right.
So, sex is a deal breaker for a lot of people. So
right, and I think that's sometimes sad.
You think so?
And I say that because it's like there's more to sex than sex itself, because for me, I find that there's intimacy in a conversation.
That's true.
I find that there's intimacy in dancing.
That's true.
I find that there's intimacy in just being in each other's company.
That's true.
And then when those things lead to sex, it's great.
Yeah.
But like if there's no intimacy and we just fucking, then we just fucking and there's nothing there. But
I agree with that.
There's pleasurable moments where it's like all I want is a good nut, and all she may want is a good, I guess you could call it nut as well, because we nut too. Except we don't have dicks, but we come with whatever you want to call it. But I think it comes down to what he wants in a relationship, and if it's just a fuck buddy that he wants to go on raw with, then he needs to line up at where they get birth control and figure that out, and leave her be, because I mean, at the end of the day, I feel like women already don't have a choice over their body, because we have to bear life, right?
Yeah, that's true.
And then that makes that we can die from childbirth.
Very true.
And it changes our body chemistry. It changes how we look sometimes physically. So it's like, who is he to say because she doesn't want to get on birth control, because he's selfish, because he wants to feel inside her walls and possibly shift her uterus without a condom, that it's her fault and he should leave her? I think that is very selfish. And he said he's selfish, right? He said something along those lines?
Yeah, maybe. I know him. He's an asshole. So yeah, I'm gonna tell him to vibe responsibly.
I like that. Vibe responsibly.
I'm gonna tell him to vibe responsibly.
Yes, there you go.
I got one more. Let me see this one. Hold on. All right. This is another one of my homegirls. I've been talking to this guy for almost a year now, and we've recently made it official. We've been talking about moving in together this August. Recently, I found out he took another girl, and who's been sweating him, out to the movies, which he lied about. After further investigation, it sounds like it was a date. And this occurred after we made it official. Now, I'm not sure if I can trust him, and I'm questioning everything, including whether I should see, or including moving in with him. Should I see where this goes? I need your thoughts.
So I mean, that's tricky, because
Moving in together is a big step.
Moving together is a major step.
Y'all locked in for a year.
And it makes or breaks relationships. However, he's showing her red flags before they even move in. And I say this because if he can go out to the movies, then that movies could turn into something else. That movies could turn into dinner. That then can turn in him going to a hotel and putting it on somebody else's credit card and him paying them cash and never finding out the evidence.
You sound like Stabler or Benson or some shit. You do a little bit of investigative work?
Not per se, but I know how shit works. I know how shit works. So I say this all to say is that if he's showing her this now, it might be like a sign from God to not go forth with moving in, because they could move in and he could still be moving funny without her knowing.
That's
and
true.
Then she ends up hurt, and then they decided to share this together, share that together. Now, granted, yes, we make mistakes, and yes, we can vibe with somebody and not know where it's going to take us, because energy doesn't lie.
Yep.
But I don't condone cheating.
Yep.
But cheating does happen, and it's up to you and your partner to decide.
Black men don't cheat, though.
Right. Sure.
They don't, but yeah.
Some of the worst. But, we'll leave that there. But it just really comes down to, where is the relationship going after this moving in? Has there been anything else where she felt like, and if she's like, I don't know, then her I don't know should probably be a no. And then see where things are without them living together, and see if she could trust him. Is he sorry? Does he care? Is he still talking to this girl?
Yeah.
Like, what are the conversations like when they're texting or on the phone, because they're just going to the movies? Now, the movies is quite intimate because you can tickle balls and you can kiss during shit. So, I don't know. That's a tough one.
That is a tough one. And I feel like there's kind of a red flag with taking it for being a year to make it official. I feel like, everybody adults, so why a year, though?
I mean,
I feel like a year is a long time.
It is. What is it? 365 days.
365 days, 52 weeks.
I mean, it is a long time, and I feel like I'm not a man, but I do know when a man meets the one, it doesn't have to take a year to figure that out.
Yeah.
It could be minutes, it could be seconds, it could be hours. But it really depends, on the man. And sometimes, they have to really, I guess, get to know one another. That's why sometimes it may take longer, but is it because they wanted to see how their relationship was and they're going down the path of marriage? Or is it just because he might be broke and...
Oh, looking for shelter?
Looking for shelter.
Nah, and that's another component too. Nah.
No, real talk.
A lot of men are fucking for their lives out here. It's cold. It's cold in the wintertime. They can't go back to moms. They fucking for their life.
Right.
But that was another aspect I was gonna say to her too, because it's a little bit different dating in Massachusetts.
And then
like
what sucks
the rent's kind of high out this motherfucker.
It's very high, and say if things don't work, whose name is in what? Now we got the name and electricity in her name. Are they splitting whose name's in what? Because now our credit could potentially be affected.
I didn't think about that. So
I was in some shit like that. Let's not talk about it, because I'm still mad about it, but it's all right.
So maybe that's a solution. That maybe she should vibe responsibly.
Yes, always.
Make sure everything's in his name. She just pay him a little bit of.
That's it.
And if shit don't work,
and if she turns the table on him like that, see how he responds to that. Because if it's like everything is in his name, he might be like, I don't know.
Oh, okay. I like that.
So she got to put her cards on the table.
Okay.
But she already got a red flag, so she's already winning.
Okay. Yeah, that's a good point. I like that.
Well, you made it up. I agree with it.
Yeah. No, that's a good point. I didn't look at it from that angle. Yeah, play it safe. Put all the bills in his name.
Right. And see what he says.
To let you know.
And who was the one that wanted to make this move? Was it him that said we should move together, or was it her?
I mean, I really don't know, but they in Boston. I'm sure it's a joint decision. Like,
I mean, it has to be. This rent is ridiculous.
I can make an extra $500. You can make an extra $500. We live together. Shit.
True.
We could pocket that each month. So.
True. But vibe responsibly indeed with this one.
Yeah.
A lot of people gonna have to vibe responsibly with these.
Yeah. Nah. Whew.
I know, I'm hot too. Brought up some of my own shit, but it's all good.
But now this has been it's been a dope episode. You gonna make it next week?
Absolutely, I'm here.
Okay.
I'm here.
Okay,
I'm here.
okay,
You got
okay.
me here. I'm locked in.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. As always, be sure to vibe responsibly. Be sure to tune in next week when we dropping episodes. We'll figure that out.
You'll see us next week.
But be sure to like and subscribe.
Absolutely.
And my dog.
All
Thank
day.
you. All right. Be safe. All right.
That was cool.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right.